Good day, everyone. This is Sir Don, and welcome to another learning session. Today, we're going to discuss lesson number 9, which is the rise of technology and social media. If you would look back last meeting, we've discussed John Fiske's theory of popular culture, where we say that a popular culture or the media is multi-layered. Okay? Now, we're going to focus on the rise of technology and social media in the society. Let me read to you the learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to articulate the earliest and the latest communication methods. So we're going to move backwards in the ancient times until today, the timeline of the development and articulation of communication methods through technology and media. Number 2 is to discuss the role of technology in the society and its influence to the culture. Okay, ano ba ang role ng technology ngayon sa society na kinabibilangan natin? And gaano ito nakaka-influence sa atin at sa ating kultura? Okay, as a lesson preview and review, I would like you to take a moment to reflect and to differentiate anong pinagkaiba-iba ng culture, excorporation, incorporation, material culture, non-material culture, veganism, and veganism. Now, you may pause this video to reflect ano nga ba yung mga pinagkaiba-iba nila. Okay? Tandaan natin, pag sinabing kultura or culture, this is the totality of all the experiences or social experiences doon sa isang social aggregate or group. So, pag pinagsama-sama natin yon, it is distinct and that is the culture. Ngayon, meron din tayo sa popular culture na tinatawag na excorporation. Tandaan natin, pag sinabing excorporation, you are trying to modify, or to adopt and adapt a certain item or culture from the dominant group to fit with the preferences of the subgroup. Okay? Pag sinabi natin namang incorporation, so we fully adapt yung item or yung culture na nanggaling sa dominant group without modification. Pag sinabi nating material culture, ito yung may physical manifestation, yung minodify nating item or kumbaga physical manifestation, may object from the excorporation. Kasi sinabi natin ang excorporation ay process. Pag non-material culture naman, ito ay parang material culture din. The difference is that ang non-material culture ay ideas. So, hindi ito tangible. So, hindi ito nahahawakan. Ito ay mga concepts, no? Pag sinabi nating veganism, ito yung di sila naniniwala sa consumerism, that they don't need money to survive, that they can allocate resources for survival galing sa nature. Okay? Pag veganism naman, pag sinabi nating veganism, ito yung mga tao na ganun din. So, hindi nila tinatangkilik yung mga meat products or they have a different point of view doon sa usual na culture na meron tayo. We also discuss resistant and evasive popular culture. Pag sinabi nating resistant, we attribute a different meaning, an opposite meaning to what is the dominant meaning of the culture. Say for example, if nakita natin dun, if may remember ninyo, ang example natin yung mga Marvel heroes na commonly people would attribute these as hero. Pero kung makikita ninyo doon, there's an element of patriarchal society kasi male dominant yung mga heroes. So maybe we can derive that it's against women empowerment, say for example. Just for example. So yun ay resistant. No, ino-oppose natin or binibigyan natin ng alternative meaning yung isang popular culture or belief. Okay, pag sinabi nating evasive popular culture, no, we are avoiding. We're not just opposing but avoiding the idea or the culture. Yun nga yung example natin dyan, yung veganism and veganism. Yun. Next, now we're going to focus on our lesson number 9, which is about technology and social media and its effect on our culture. Let's start by defining what is technology. Tandaan lang natin, ang technology ay application ng scientific knowledge to the practical aims of human life. So, when you apply science into the life, or when you apply science, the product of it is technology. So, pag in-apply mo yung scientific knowledge or yung science sa practical na pamamaraan to aid and to increase or to make the life better or easier, so yun ay technology. No? Technology is the application of scientific knowledge. No? A change and manipulation of the human environment for the better is a technology. However, there are consequences also of technology, and pag-aaralan natin yan mamaya. Basta tandaan natin, ang technology ay application ng scientific knowledge to improve the quality of life. Now, since we're going to focus on the rise of technology, therefore, we need to go back to the development of technology and communication back in the days, nung mga unang noon pa. Okay? The earliest method of communication across great distances, so malayuan, ang ginamit ay written correspondence. Ano ba yung written correspondence? Delivered by hand. Ito yung magsusulat ka ng sulat or gagawa ka ng sulat sa papel, and then i-deliver yan hand by hand. So may mga tao na naka-designate na magde-deliver ng sulat from one person to another in the form of written words and letters. Postal service. It dates back at 550 BC. Take note of that. And napakatagal nun, kasi it will take time for a person to deliver a message from one person to another, and then magsusulat ka, i-deliver ulit. So napakatagal nung postal service. But back in the days, yun yung emerging technology noon, as a form of communication. And then again, ito ay as early as 550 before Common Era, okay, BC. Now, yung telegraph na invento na noong 1792. Take note of the words na naka-red, okay? So, from postal service, yung mailman magde-deliver, or yung sa Tagalog ang mailman is cartero, magde-deliver, or mail carrier, magde-deliver ng message from one person to another. So nag-improve, naging na-invento na yung telegraph noong 1792. Okay, ano ba yung telegraph? Yung telegraph, inaalaw nito before na ma-deliver yung mensahe as in malayo, long distance, faster than the horse and a rider could carry them. Although telegraph messages were short, they were a revolutionary way to convey news and information. Anong pinagkaiba ng telegraph doon sa postal service na diniscuss natin noong 550 BC? Okay. Ang telegraph ay isang lumang paraan ng communication na ginagamit para magpadala ng mensahe sa malayo gamit ang electrical signals. So, semiotics, symbols. So, merong electrical signals, hindi boses ang pinapadala, hindi pa na-invento ang telephone. Gumagamit ng Morse code. Ano yung Morse code? Para siyang mga tuldok at gitling. Pag sinabi mo kasing semiotic, symbol. So, yung mga tuldok at gitling na ito ay may ibig sabihin na pwedeng i-translate, using telegraph, may mga Morse code, may mga symbols na trina-translate. So, halimbawa, pag tatlong tuldok, ang ibig sabihin, halimbawa lang letter H. So, makaka-derive ka ng mensahe base doon sa mga simbolo na yun. So, that is by electrical signals. Yun yung telegraph. So, ito yung itsura ng telegraph as being flashed on the screen. So, the next is noong 1865. So, pneumatic post. Ano yung pneumatic post? Ito naman, nagsasend ng letter, mas mabilis na, between one receiver and sender sa mga recipients and senders. Ano ba yung pneumatic post? Nag-utilize silang underground pressure air tubes, no? So, yung air tubes na yan nakakonekta doon sa kabila, no? Underground to carry capsules from one area to another. So, ilalagay mo lang doon and then dadaan siya doon sa mga air tubes na yan, okay, using pressure. So, napapadala ng mabilis yung sulat. So, you can see na there is an integration of technology already. Kaya in the communication, in the context of communication, no, from the 550 BC na postal service na naging telegraph hanggang sa naging pneumatic post na. And then, noong 1800s up to the 1890s to 1891, na-imbenta na dyan ang telephone at radio. So, noong 1891, na-imbenta ang radio. Noong 1890, na-discover ang telephone. Yung mga technologies na yan, ginagamit pa rin natin ngayong, as in ngayon, no? Although, marami ng mga modern version at mas sophisticated. Halimbawa, may telephone tayo ngayon, pero gumagamit na tayo ng cellphone, okay? Na mas mabilis, no? May radio tayo ngayon, pero marami ng digital platforms na available sa social media and things like that. Okay? Next, after noon, no, meron na tayong telephone and radio na discover na ang computer, no? Noong 20th century, there is a rapid change in technology. Ayan na ang mga computer, no? First supercomputer was developed and discovered noong 1940s. Okay? So, ngayon, yung mga scientists natin at saka yung mga engineers natin, nag-isip na sila ng mga pamamaraan para mag-create ng network or maka-create ng connection from one computer to another. Doon na ipinanganak yung internet. Yung internet na meron tayo ngayon na later on na-develop. Okay? So, noong 20th century na yan. Ang earliest form ng internet ay CompuServe. Okay, tandaan po natin yan, no? Ito po ay na-develop noong 1960s. Ngayon, dahil may internet na, yung mga primitive forms o yung mga unang forms ng email ay na-develop na rin nung time na yan. Noong 70s, okay, nagkaroon na ng networking technology. Nag-improve na ito. And noong 1979, okay, na-imbento yung Usenet, kung saan pwedeng makipag-communicate ang mga tao via virtual newsletter. I hope that you're taking down notes yung mga naka-read. Okay? Now, after that, okay, na-develop na rin yung mga home computers. Kung matatandaan nyo, ang mga home computers natin noon ay yung parang buntis, no? Na computer na mga desktop, yung malalaki na parang TV and social media, andyan na rin. Noong 1980s, no, na-discover ang home computer, naging popular and common ang social media, and mas nagiging sophisticated na. So, papunta na tayo sa digital age. Okay? Now, nagkaroon na rin ng development kasi may internet na, no, na-develop yung tinatawag nating IRC or Internet Relay Chats. Ano ba yon? Okay, nung 1988 yan hanggang 1990s. Okay, yung IRC, it is an online chat system. So, may chat na, no? Before, pagdala ng mensahe through mailman, through pressurized tubes, no? Through telegraph symbols, electrical symbols. Ngayon, meron ng chat, no? Ginagamit para sa real-time na pakikipag-usap sa internet. So, hindi ka na maghihintay ng 30 days para bumalik ang sulat mo, no? So, para daw itong group chat, nag-uusap-usap ang mga tao sa chat rooms and isa ito sa mga unang paraan ng online chatting. So, from mailing, no, to the discovery of telegraph, to pneumatic post, no, to telephone and radio, to computers, to internet, and now to home computers and social media. Na may internet relay chats na. So may chat na, may chatting na. And then dahil meron ng internet and social media, no, sumikat na yung mga blogging and social media, no. Ano yung blogging? Yung blogging, ito yung hindi lang vlog na video, no. May mga vlog din kasi na nagsusulat, nagsishare ng mga pictures, etc., etc. So that's a form of blogging. Iba yung blogging sa vlogging with the victory kasi it's more of a video. Okay? So, dahil may blogging na, so social media began to explode in popularity. No, kitang-kita naman natin yung power ng social media ngayon. Okay? Na-discover na rin yung mga sites like MySpace, LinkedIn. I think yung LinkedIn ngayon ay meron pa din, nung 2000. Okay? And, na-popularize din yung mga photo bucket, Flickr, which is an online photo sharing na pwede kang mag-share ng picture. Naalala ko pa dati, no? Meron pa yung mga website na may iba-ibang template ng picture. Like, say, for example, pag nag-picture ka, may mga heart, balloon, things like that. Okay? Nung 2000. Now, ito ang example. Nakikita ninyo sa ating screen. And then, nung 2005, okay, na-invento na yung YouTube. So, papa-advance na tayo ng papa-advance, no? It created an entirely new way for people to communicate and share with each other across great distances. So, dyan na na-invento ang vlogging, mga videos, etc., etc. Then, after ng YouTube, no, na-discover na noong 2006 yung Twitter at saka yung Facebook. Okay? And then, these sites remain some of the most popular social networks ngayon, no, sa internet, even ngayon. And na-discover din dyan yung mga Tumblr, Spotify, Foursquare, and Pinterest. And marami pang iba, no, as social networking niche. Okay? So, papa-advance na tayo ng papa-advance. Today, kung makikita nyo sa picture, parang lahat may application na, no? There is a tremendous variety of social networking sites, and many of them can be linked to allow cross-posting. Pag sinabi natin cross-posting, ito yung pwede mong i-post sa app, tapos ipopost mo rin sa ibang app. Ang cross-posting, for example, pag sinare mo yung My Day mo sa Instagram, automatically share din siya sa Facebook. Okay? So, cross-posting. No? Yung mga paninda mo sa Shopee, pwede ding makita sa Lazada, pwede rin sa Instagram, tsaka sa Facebook. No? Cross-posting. It creates an environment where users can reach the maximum number of people or reach without sacrificing the intimacy of person-to-person communication. So, possible na parang nagiging dalawa yung world natin. No? We have online and we have in-person. So, napaka-advanced na ng technology natin ngayon. Ngayon, ano ba yung roles ng social media? Now, we hear social media and social news. Magkaiba yung social media and social news, no? Kasi baka nako-confuse ang iba. Okay? As they associate news and media as if the two are similar things. The fact is, social news site is also a social media site. Tandaan natin and it falls as a category of the latter. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ang social news, subpart lang ng social media. Kasi malaking umbrella yung social media, no? So, naka-under kay social media si social news. Tandaan natin ang social media ay broader and it covers a lot of websites, no? Though there are a variety of social media websites, there are most common denominator, okay? Which is the interaction of websites and visitors. So, yung website, dalawa yan. Siyempre, yung mismong website at saka yung interaction ng mga tao dun sa website na yon. Okay, next. Social bookmarking. Ang social bookmarking naman, ito yung category kung saan yung mga websites natin na ino-organize natin. Ang social bookmarking, ito ay isang online na pamamaraan ng pagsasave at pag-share ng mga website or links. No, na-experience nyo na ba yan na para kapag nandun ka sa site na iyon, isi-save mo na siya, ibo-bookmark mo na siya para hindi ka na magla-login pa or mabilis mong ma-access yung website. Okay? Ang social news naman, it is an avenue where people interacts with other people through voting, reading articles, and commenting on them, no? Ang example daw niyan ay Yahoo News. So, anong ibig sabihin noon? Ang social news ay isang uri ng online news kung saan yung mga user, no, yung mga user mismo ang nagpo-post ng balita, nagsi-share ng mga links, bumoboto or nagko-komento sa balita. Okay, ang mga simpleng definition nito ay yung mga news na galing sa users, for example. Halimbawa, okay, Reddit. Okay, familiar kayo sa Reddit? Okay, mas sumisikat ang balita kapag maraming nag-like, vote, or share. So, Reddit is an example of social news. Okay, next. Social networking. Ang social networking naman, another category ito ng social media. Okay, ang example niyan ay Facebook. No? Sa Facebook, ito ay social networking site kung saan pwedeng mag-comment sa profile, no, pwedeng mag-join ka sa different groups, no, iba-ibang discussion about different groups, no, and different kinds of people online. So, Facebook is an example of social networking. Next, aside from that, pwede kang mag-share ng photo, ng video, etc., etc. Okay? In this generation, grabe na, no, ang social media ay napaka-accepted. Hindi lang nga accepted it's very essential to the society, and it is even already part of people's life. Parang sa panahon ngayon, parang hindi na natin kayang mabuhay ng walang internet, ng walang social media. Kaya nga meron na tayong online self, no? And may online world na tayo, no? Social media is not only for communication and entertainment alone, no? It can be used in business, no? Tignan nyo na lang sa TikTok, okay? Sa Facebook, andyan na yung mga Lazada, Shopee, na pwede ka nang mag-business dyan, no? Ano ba yung mga pamamaraan, since nabanggit natin yan, para gamitin ang social media? Mayroon tayong 6. Number 1, across industries, social media is going from nice to have to an essential. Naging essential component na siya ng business strategy. Kasi nga, ginagamit na yun sa business for promotion, for marketing, and even for selling. Na kahit wala kang physical store, pwede ka nang magbenta ngayon, no? Next, number 2, social media platforms may be the banks of the future. 'Di ba? Napaka-uso na ngayon yung Maribank, say for example, yung mga online financial banks or digital banks. Yan, that's the term, digital banks. No, GCash, say for example, and Maribank, Maya, what else? A lot more. Number 3, social media is shaking up healthcare and public health. No? Ngayon, pag pumunta ka sa ospital, may quiz na rin, no? Yung parang pag-order ka sa Jollibee, 'di ba? So dati magpapalista ka pa, ngayon pwede ka nang magpa-online appointment, no? Pwede ka na ring magbayad online. And then even sa technology, pwede ka na ring mag-medi-consult, no? Ang mga integration ng technology sa health also ay napaka-advanced na rin, na pwedeng robot or machine na yung mag-operate. Things like that. Okay? Social media is changing how we govern and are governed. No, number 4, with the things that are happening right now. Say for example, the flood control project, no? So, mas rinig na ngayon through social media ang mga boses ng tao. At mas napakikita, no, kung ano yung klaseng gobyerno ang meron tayo, say for example, no? And mas naging open na through social media. Next, number 5, social media is helping us better to respond to disasters. Halimbawa, nung naondoy or kung merong yung uwan very recently, no? So, or kung may nangyaring lindol or yung ngayon sa Mayon, no, volcano, yung mga activities ng Mayon, right now, no, nasa balita yan. So, mas mabilis ang pagtulong, mas mabilis ang pagkalat ng information in just one click by the use of social media. And lastly, number 6, social media is helping us tackle some of the world's biggest challenges, from human rights violation to climate change. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, no? So mas open na. So lahat ng issue hindi lang hindi lang local, hindi lang national, but internationally, no? Kaya mas lumalawak yung reach, no? And yung information. But however, we have to be vigilant also kasi hindi naman lahat ng nababasa natin sa social media ay totoo, no? There is what you call fake news. So dapat marunong tayong umalam kung ano yung fake sa hindi, kung ano yung totoo sa hindi totoo, at kung ano yung tama sa mali. And we have to be responsible with the use of technology and social media. And that is pretty much it for our discussion for today. We have discussed lesson number 9. Now, if you have questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll be very happy to assist you. Please continue on doing your activity. Again, your activity is to create a 2-minute informative speech about the role and influence of technology in your life and in the society. To be written in a yellow pad paper. Thank you so much.